Good morning, we are live here, Lee from Martinuzzi Property Group with my weekly real estate market update. I do hope you're well. If you're watching this on Facebook Live now, please leave your comments below. If you're watching this later on and have any questions about my thoughts and opinions today, please do reach out and let's have a discussion because it's a really interesting topic. It's something I'm very passionate about. Real estate right now in Australia, what is it doing? We can see that there is a shortage, a supply issue. There's a shortage of properties available for sale. And in this week's blog article, I actually put down my opinions and some thoughts about that, particularly around Southeast Queensland as well. So check that out, the full blog at my website, martinuzzi.com.au. You can check that out there. Link will be below as well. But there seems to be a severe shortage of properties available to purchase in Australia right now. And if you look at the recent figures shared in the article I've read, the figures are down 25%. So there's a total of 25% less properties available for sale now than the 5-year average. So that's a lot less property, and demand's still there. People still need homes to live, and that demand is building. It's building, because we've got record numbers of people migrating back here to Australia. And obviously you've got the natural population increase as well. So there'll be more and more people looking for properties as we move forward. So there is a supply issue. Now, Matusik wrote in his article this week, just the debate about potentially developers land banking, which doesn't make sense. And he highlights that very clearly as to why it doesn't make sense, because the value of land might raise 2 to 4% per annum, but the cost to develop that land will raise much more significantly in the same amount of time. So it doesn't make sense for developers to hold on to land for a longer period of time. And he suggests that the main issue about this is that the council's red tape and policies don't allow for enough land releases to happen quickly enough to keep up with this demand. And some figures in there for Southeast Queensland at the moment show that there is currently 59,000 lots. So this is for houses, detached houses. So 59,000 lots approved through council, which only half of them, or a bit less than half of them, are actually in operational works, so going to be available to build on in the next few years. Now, the demand for these such lots in Southeast Queensland is about 11,000 per annum. So with that supply in mind, there's only really 2 to 3 years of supply there to keep up with that demand. Now, I think that demand will go up in the next couple of years as well. So there's a big issue around supply levels of new properties, or new builds, so land available coming up to the market. And the cost now to buy land, to level it out if you need to level the land, to build on the land is quite significant as well. So what's happening is we're seeing more and more people move away from building towards established homes, and we're seeing premiums being achieved for those established homes that are on the market for sale. So what's, it just means the cost to build is not always the best option now. And also the timeframes to build. A lot of the buyers that I'm speaking to saying, look, it's going to be 12 months. So we've changed our plans now and looking to buy established. So what we're seeing in the established housing market is some premiums being achieved, like some really good prices, definitely locally here. Palmwoods, Woombye, Sunshine Coast, Hinterland. We're seeing some really phenomenally looking properties selling for premium prices. And that's because when the right buyer finds that perfect home, they're willing to pay that premium because they know there's not too much else on the market available to purchase. And that's creating a competition on those properties as well. So you're seeing multiple offers coming in. Now, in saying that, it has to be a well-presented property. So we are seeing those properties, even if they're 20 years old, but if they've been renovated and modernised and styled well, they are achieving premiums because people look at those and go, well, I'm happy to pay that for that because the cost to build the same thing or the replacement cost is going to be a lot more. So you might buy a house for $1 million, but to buy and build that somewhere, it's going to take you 12 months and probably cost you 1.2 million to do the same thing. So again, that's where we're seeing a lot of the traction and interest. Lower value properties sitting around the $600,000, $700,000 mark, still getting a lot of interest too. Even if they do need a bit of a renovation, they still seem to be selling. We just sold one off market last week in Woombye to a couple that were looking for a property. We took them through it. They made a decent offer that we negotiated, and the sellers and buyers are very happy with that as well. So that one's moving forward, and that's going to happen a lot more now too, off-market sales. So yeah, a bit of a shortage issue in Australia at the moment with properties, and this is why I think we're going to see prices go up from here. We have seen prices start to rise already. across Australia, particularly in the southern market. Sydney is absolutely going gangbusters. And when we're seeing these buyers that are selling down in those southern markets coming up here, cash buyers, and they're happy to pay a premium for a price property up here, because if they find that property, the perfect place that they can call home, they will pay a premium because they want to get into the market up here as well. And they're usually cashed up buys, so it makes the deal very attractive to those sellers that have those buyers coming to them. So the property prices are on the up. Now, some might suggest that we haven't seen the bottom yet. I disagree. We've got confidence coming back to the market because the cash rate, the RBA cash rate, is on hold at 4.1%. It looks like there may not be another increase this year. So that's giving sellers and buyers confidence in that interest rate stability, which is good news as well. I think we have seen the bottom of prices. So we saw the last peak of prices in March 2022. And then we've seen the market come down about 9-10%. But now it's already back up about half of that again as well. Now, looking at the chart in my blog this week, do jump on there and have a look at that. You can see on average, we see new peaks of property prices every 4 years, which means if history repeats itself, we might see a new peak, and this will be the next level peak prices of properties in Australia by 2026 if everything goes as history has done before. So I think prices are on the up, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we'll see those prices start to climb gradually and then maybe rapidly towards that 2026 period as well. So anyway, there's my thoughts for the week. Hope that helps. A long-winded sort of chat about the real estate market. Anything we can help you with, please give me a buzz. Cheers.